lost our feelings right down to the bone.
Well, that's an interesting question. I was working on some solo material and have been for years, but I could never find a vocalist for this, really. A lot of the stuff was instrumental, but some of the things I started writing some lyrics. A bit clunky, but I started writing lyrics. Out of the blue, really, I got contacted by Karolina. I saw her on the Bristol jazz scene, but we'd never met. She asked me to play a few gigs, and I enjoyed her voice, and I thought, well, this could sound really good on the sort of stuff that I was writing. Of course, we're writing together now, but at the time, I thought this could be good. So I approached her very sheepishly and sent her Crimson, which will be released at some point later this year. And she agreed. That's kind of how it started, wasn't it? It was kind of very sort of low key. What did you actually think of it when you first received it?
Confused a little bit, but it was exciting to work on some new project and something that I never done before. So obviously getting involved with sort of maybe working a little bit more on your lyrics and trying to make some changes, and then working on melodies, just getting more recording experience as well. So yeah, that was all exciting, and now it's a bit different. I guess we're writing together, so it's a bit more different.
It does. It's still got the heart of ideas that I originally wanted, but of course you bring someone else in and they bring so many cool things to the project, and it grows, and I'm thankful for that. It's good.
Trailing into the night, she's waiting for the fight.
Well, what do you think? What would you say?
It varies.
Yeah.
And each song is a bit different. There's some, I don't know, actually.
I agree. It's hard. I mean, people always want you to do this and define, and I understand, because, you know, people need to, if they're advertising the band for gigs or in a record shop, where do we put you? And I understand that, but at the same time, we've both got very eclectic tastes in music. Midnight Neon, I think, has got a defined sound in as much as we like electronica matched with real instruments and real voices. We're working on getting a kind of sound library of Karolina's voice, so we don't always have to use synths and plugins or whatever to get the sounds we want. So we want some of the sound sampled, but they're actually organic, they're real. Same thing with the drum stuff as well. I do a little bit of backing vocals as well, not very well, but I do a few things that, again, we mess with. It takes more time, and we're both busy doing other things, so, you know, we have to make the most of the time that we get. But we've got virtually 3/4 of an album ready to go, really, haven't we? We're just putting the final touches. So yeah, you're going to hear electronica, you're going to hear live drums with sampled drums, you're going to hear sampled voices which would be Karolina's and mine, but they'll be real voices. What would you say? It's kind of dark in places, moody, atmospheric. I think the emotion of the music's really important. And I guess if you think of if we had to say a band, Massive Attack, Teardrop kind of vibes are in a lot of the material.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear the difference between your ones that you started and then how it sort of changes through the time, and with that we write with different people and record with different people and in different ways now, really, as well. So it should be a collection of these songs that are.
Yeah, and you brought a different element, you know, with your love of sort of Latin music as well, and those sort of elements, you know. I think that's important. It's something that I've not thought about, and as I say, you looked at my lyrics and you saw what was really not working, as I said before, a bit clunky, that to me was like very kind of like, oh, that's very wordy and great, and actually when you come to singing it and voicing it, it's different. It's really not, yeah. You know, if we had to, as I say, if we had to throw bands like Massive Attack, Brian Eno mixed with, there's some Sade in there, there's some sort of dark wave in there, everything but the girl. I mean, I hate trying to find bands because people instantly just go, oh, you're that. But, you know, a song like 100 Night Passes has got a bluesy electronica feel, which I don't hear very often. And we dropped that as a little teaser last year, and we've got over 2,000, probably 3,000 views now, probably more on that. Was it near 5, actually, in the end? But the amount of interest we've had about that alone. And then the next track, Crimson, is a bit more kind of like the Massive Attack, Everything But the Girl kind of electronica feel. So,
And on Martini one might be as well a bit more jazzy or atmospheric as well.
yeah, there's this track called Martini True that we've both worked on. And yeah, that's kind of more jazzy. So it's really exciting. The thing is, I always say, if you like music, you're going to love this project, I think. Okay, it's quite varied between us. I was playing drums from like 9 or 10 years of age. My dad taught me to play. I was listening to all the sort of modern pop music at the time and discovered music from 20 years before that as well. When John Lennon got shot, I checked out more 60s music and 70s music as well. Got into jazz and all different styles. And my mum was really into popular music and commercial music, listened to the radio. So between my dad playing sort of muso jazzy stuff and my mum playing pop music, I had a nice blend of both, and I just continued playing for many years, playing with different performers, and I ended up here and wanted to write my own material. Being a session player, I get to play different styles as well. That's how I actually met Karolina on a jazz gig that she booked me for. So that's kind of my background, and I'm out there now doing my solo projects and obviously Midnight Neon as well. Now I shall hand you over to Karolina and she will tell you about hers.
I grew up listening to a lot of music, a lot of different music with my parents. From the age of 16, I started singing back home in Lithuania, and then did little gigs and worked at the different festivals. And then when I moved to the UK, to Bristol in 2018, then started my own jazz quartet. And nowadays I am still playing with my jazz quartet, obviously started Midnight Neon project, and then also organising some jazz events and running my own Karolina's Jazz Club.
My love.
Plans.
Yeah, plans. We've got plans. So the music, I've given up trying to put dates on it because
It does not work.
It does not work. Other things come in, life takes over sometimes, and I just can't work to that sort of date issue. So we've decided to just drop teasers as we go, but there will be live gigs later this year. And Karolina's going to tell you about the very first one. Well, we think it's going to be the first one. There may be one before it.
So it will be on the 17th of June at the Waverley in Chippenham. The start will be at about 8 p.m, but just keep an eye on our socials. We'll let you know all of the updates. But yeah, that might be the one of the first gigs, I guess.
I think so, and it's going to be quite a low-key thing. We're going to play 4 or 5 songs because my friend Nigel puts on an event at the Waverley in Chippenham. It's a great little wine bar for Dorothy House, which is a charity, sort of end-of-life charity. I've had family members, go there, and friends, unfortunately, but they do an amazing job. And he raises money on one Wednesday a month doing an album listening party where he'll pick a classic album, and you go along and you listen to the album in its entirety. You can sit there and talk, it's not complete hush-hush. And he tries to tie the album in with a live artist. And we put ourselves forward for June. We've chosen Massive Attack, Mezzanine, because we think that's kind of an influence, certainly on the music. And we're going to probably start the evening with 4 songs. And then we'll relax, chill, and go into listening to Mezzanine. So if you want to come along, do. It's going to be a good evening. And that could, like Karolina said, could be the first outing. But we're also planning a gig in Corsham Pound Arts Centre. Again, we're in discussions with them at the moment. And the live event's exciting because it might be 3 people come the day, but it might just be the 2 of us and my sampler and laptop. But with visuals, it'll be like a multimedia thing with visuals behind us. We've got some lovely visuals that we've worked on as well. So it'll be like a multimedia event, not just a gig, band, a few lights, and off we go. There's going to be more to it than that, because I think the music deserves that kind of treatment. And recordings as well.
Yeah, making a plan for recordings. Maybe there'll be more teasers and maybe potentially a song released by the summer, or...
Well, the 3 we've got lined up, we've got 100 Night Passes, which you spoke about earlier. We've got Crimson, and also Martini True is pretty close to the finishing touches. So you'll be seeing teasers of those and others. I'll post some others, little reels and shorts that are just a minute long as well. but that's all coming up soon. So we've got plans, you know, Midnight Neon, our go, as they say. So like Karolina said, look out for the socials. And if you want to contact us about anything, gigs or whatever, please do. I'd like to hear from you, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And thanks for watching.
109 passes.